Hi, I'm Matthew Malcolm with California Dairy Magazine, reporting to you from the Fresno Grizzlies Stadium here in downtown Fresno, California. Today I not only got to enjoy a good baseball game, but just before the game, Farm Grown gathered dairy producers together to discuss the impact of the ongoing drought on the California dairy industry.
So needless to say, water is a big deal to our dairy. We go through probably, we'll say about an acre and a quarter foot of water a day, and with that translates out into gallons, about 300,000 gallons a day, a little bit more than 300,000 gallons a day. Specifically at our farm this year, we have definitely had some struggles. We're dealing with about 45% less acreage planted this year because of the water shortage, and we're looking at different cropping cycles on our farm. We're looking to things that will help us save the water. We decided to do some less planting this year because we're looking for the future too. We want to make sure that we can be sustainable. We want to make sure that we can plant next year in case we have another dry winter like we've had this year.
So we're in a really ironic time now. Agriculture, including dairy, at least temporarily, is doing better. Financially, the industry is doing better. At the same time, in my view, and the view of many, agriculture has never been in such a precarious position as it is in today. So just imagine, here we are on the one hand prospering, and on the other hand hanging by a thread. Because unless we resolve the water issue, that prosperity vanishes. So it's not a happy time for agriculture because of that. It shouldn't be a happy time for anybody in society. Brown lawns around the state capitol are symbolic of a couple of things in my view. One is that the state recognizes the drought and they're cutting back on water for lawns. But it's also symbolic that the state has not planned properly for decades. And as a result, we have brown lawns. I walk by those lawns every day and I just shake my head. We have to do better than that as a state of California if we're going to continue to prosper.
There has been no new major water storage built in this state since the population has more than doubled. So not only are we feeding twice as many mouths drinking from the same straw, we still have to keep all the rest of the water use going at the same time that we had. We can't even get them to allow us to add 12 feet to Shasta Dam to increase water storage. One of the things that we've done at our facility is we've dedicated ourselves to conserving our water. We use that water as many times as we can before it ends up into either leaving the facility or being used as fertilizer. We implemented a system several years ago where at the time, it would be more now, it was 1.2 million gallons of water saved a year just by reusing that water more and not relying on the groundwater as much. The second thing that they mentioned, we have a hay ranch in Klamath Falls, Oregon. That is another way that it's helped us deal with the drought, not having to secure that forage supply in the valley and worrying about the cutback. Dairy farmers are ultimate resource recovery experts because not only are we using the manure for fertilizer, but we started taking those resources that were being thrown away at one point in time, and we're recovering them and turning them into a food product, the protein basically that the world is starving for, and high quality protein at that. And that's where we're seeing our export markets go. And you couple that with the planning that's gone on over the past few years, and I think that's why the dairy farmers are in a great place as far as being able to weather the storm. Are all of us going to be able to weather the storm? No. The best of us will, but that's going to make us that much better the next time the storm comes along. We use a lot of water. I will give you, we use a lot of water, but because we use a lot of water, we know what the value of that water is, and we just wish that everyone would understand the value of that water. And that staggering statistic that came out this week, the state is actually up 1% its water use this year. That's pretty bad in a drought year that we're actually up in water use rather than down. I mean, even if it was only down 1%, that's still better than going up 1% in a drought year. Just remember that it's a precious resource and we can do everything we can to not waste it one bit.
Let us do all that is in our power to conserve our precious resource and unite as an industry to get through this drought. Learn more about these things in California Dairy Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.